I'm back again with more of your wonderfully unique and sometimes outright bizarre Football Manager saves. I love sharing them with you. You guys seem to love me sharing them with you as well. I've got 3 of them for you in today's video, so let's get into them. Okay, we start here in today's video with this save with Newport County in the year of 2039. Now, as always, with these videos, I ask you guys to send me your saves, but I also ask you to send in a bit of a description so that we can understand the context and maybe some of the ideals and aims of the save. This one here has a manager whose name is Geach Wilkins, which that's a fantastic picture, but I need to click on it. We're going to have a look. This is Geach Wilkins, who is looking like the prime managerial specimen that you would expect. He's 4'1" and well, hello there. Do you know, I'm just going to get off Geach because nightmare warning for everybody. Geach Wilkins is not the most regular of names, you may notice, and that is because it's all to do with the way that this save is set up. Now, it says, thank you to Mitch for sending this one in. Not Geach, but Mitch who has sent this in, who says, Newport County, the second in what is becoming a yearly tradition with me and my friend, where we do a joint save in which one of us does a season, then sends the save to the other to do the next season, and so on. The manager name is a mix of our names, hence why it looks a bit odd. Thank you for all of that context. It helps, doesn't it? Now, this is a real throwback to me. It's an idea that I remember people doing way back in the day, and we called it things like pass the save, where you do a season at a time, send it to somebody else, and you have to kind of pick up and take off from where they left off. And I can actually, I don't think I've seen it in a while, and I can just see it being a really fun way of playing this save. And Mitch goes on to explain that. He says, they did it with Nottingham Forest last year and wanted more of a challenge this year, which is why they've started with Newport in League 2. And as you can see, they've done pretty well. It's now 2039 and they've just won the Premier League for, I want to say, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th time in a row. So they've achieved success, and it looks like neither Mitch or his friend, whose name must start with a G, isn't letting each other down. George, I'm going to guess George is your friend here, Mitch. He does also say next year we're planning on tackling the women's leagues when they get added, which is very exciting. It makes for an interesting challenge, particularly with squad building, as we both like to use different systems. That's interesting. I wonder if we could, I don't think we'll be able to see it. This is the system that's loaded in at the moment called Swans. It's like a 4-4-2 type thing. It's like a 4-2-3-1, but with a, if we push this guy up here a little bit. Right, Tom, you're going to have to censor this. And to be honest, I want to move on to the next person's save right now, but I'm not going to because I'm not petty like that. Anyway, there are some different systems here. So that is interesting. If you want to use different ways of playing, do you bring players in for both and just have enough? I mean, they've got a massive squad. So maybe this is what they're doing. They're going to have a massive squad that can be used for both systems, perhaps. He carries on. He says, also have a bit of a habit of signing over the hill late 30s players with big reputations, which my friend isn't a fan of. Fair enough. It also gets rid of the problem when discussing Football Manager saves when you're not really interested in your friend's save, as we both have the same one. This is so true, isn't it? You know, when you do and achieve things in a Football Manager save and you just want to tell people and they're like, why would I care? I've literally turned that into a massive part of my life by doing videos about it, but I get it, right? You want to, that's the whole thing. It's a single player game, but you want to share it with people. And this is like a different system. It's not a network game, but it's a different way of sharing the game with other people. And when it's your turn, you play like intensely. When it's not your turn, you get a bit of a break from the game or can do something else. So I can see how it works. I'm really, I kind of want to try it, to be honest. There's also a competitive element where we constantly want to outdo the other. We've made it to 2039 and have turned Newport into a powerhouse, winning the Prem 6 years in a row and the Champions League 3 years in a row. Key players include Luke Rumble. Let's show you some of these key players here. Here is Luke Rumble. 28 years old, central midfielder, very, very good. World-class midfielder, 20 composure on a midfielder, 18 passing, 17 technique, 19 vision. Yep, I can attest that he's quite good. Senior ages, actually, as well, which is quite cool. Bought for 31 million. Margaritas Duvikas, which I'm not going to say it sounds like a pizza topping, but it sounds a bit like a choice of pizza. Where is he? Margaritas. There he is. It didn't say his first name. Here he is. He is a Greek striker. Also very, very good. How many goals? 120 in 258 games. Pretty good. And then finally, and he says most of all, Jason Elizondo. Where is Jason Elizondo on my list here? This is not in any type of order. Right at the top. Costa Rican attacking midfielder. Legendary. He's now 29. 121 caps for them. Yeah, he's good. That might be under-egging it slightly, but yes, he's good. When did you get him? How much for? £1 million from Costa Rica. The best type of signings. Very, very good. I just want to quickly see on this save. I wanted to share it with you because of how unique it is in terms of the way that they're playing it with the pass the save aspect. But also, I think it's just a fun save and what they've managed to achieve as well. You can go on a coaching course. Go on a coaching course. You've only got a Continental IA license. Sure, go and get a new badge, you weirdos. Sure, right, I'm going to do it for you. Not that you're going to play this particular save, but come on. Also, you've been manager of Brazil, Argentina, and the Netherlands. Just going to go on job history just to show you some of the things that they've won. Competitions this year, Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup. Year before that, same things, and the Community Shields and things. Same things before that. Year before that, FA Cup, Premier League. Also with the any international trophies? No. That's something you need to go and do. But there you go. This is the first save. Thank you very much to Mitch for sending this one in. I love the idea of passing the saves. Thank you for sharing. Let's go through our second save. Oh, by the way, just to jump in here, I'm only going to do 3 saves so we can talk about them in a little bit more detail. Keep sending me your saves. The link to the Google form where you can submit them will be in the pinned comment down below. It's also in the description. Thank you. I've still got loads that we could do. I'm trying to find some more slightly unique ones, which is why we've gone for the one that I've just shown you and some of the ones I'm going to show you today. And yeah, thank you so much for everyone who has shared their saves. If I don't get to them, I can only apologize. I've got like over 100 now, and I do really appreciate all of those. I'm trying to pick some unique ones. Also, please do subscribe to the channel. If you like these videos or any of the other content that we're doing on the channel at the moment, please do subscribe and keep liking the videos because it's really helping to push them out into the algorithm. Been really happy with some of the views on some of the videos recently. So big thank you to you guys for that. We're close to 75,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed and you are enjoying this, please do subscribe. Sorry for rambling on. Let's go through to our second save of today's video. Next up, we have a save that caught my attention. When I was looking through the list of submitted saves, the top line in this one was, I won the World Cup with Andorra. Get their attention. It did get my attention, especially as somebody who's doing the San Marino challenge at the moment, working on those videos to try and get them out to you guys too. The fact that somebody was doing a very similar type of challenge with Andorra and managing to achieve all of the things that are apparently so difficult to go and do is it caught my attention, it caught my eye, and I wanted to go and check it out. So here we are in this save, courtesy of Richard. Thank you very much, Richard, for submitting it, where he is the manager of both FC Andorra, who play their football in Spain. He's in the Spanish First Division now, currently sitting in 3rd place. Look, behind Real Madrid and Atletico. Has won the league, though, for the past 4 seasons and has won it a couple of times before that as well. It's 2038, so we are a long way into this save, which also explains why it's possible for Richard to have gone and done the most outrageous of achievements, really. If we go to job history here, you can see what he's managed to achieve with FC Andorra. And we're going to have a look at a few of his players. But most importantly, what he's achieved in 2038 with Andorra, the national team. Winning the World Cup. I'm just going to go to the World Cup here to show you that World Cup final. Beating Belgium in the final. Let's click on the game. Let's have a look. Why not? It's like a diamond. 4-4-2 diamond that's being used here. Jimenez and Ruiz up front. Not quite a Fantini, but I'm sure they probably are just as good. Actually, pretty close in terms of the stats here, but 3-0 victory overall, and that is an outrageous achievement. I do want to see, actually, based on what I'm trying to do as well. If I go to world rankings, can I see where they are, where Andorra managed to get? Okay, they're up to 13th in the rankings. As somebody, I'm trying to do this San Marino one and get them up the rankings. We'd been to a final of a major competition and still were 147th in the rankings. So eventually it is possible. Up to 13th here, look. Brazil right at the top. United States are 2nd in 2038. There you go. There's a little view into the future for you US fans. Quite the achievement. And I do want to show you as well what has been managed to achieve with what the squad is looking like with the club side. But I suppose that one, the same thing's going on. He's using players from Andorra in both the club team in the Spanish leagues, trying to win the league there and doing so, and then using those developed players that have been brought into the club side to make the national team even stronger, where they've managed to go and win things. There is apparently and this is what Richard said, there's not been any tinkering with the youth ranking or anything like that. It's just been a slow grind to get to the point that we've got to now. He does say, have a look at players like Ruiz, Salinas and Saraiva, who are considered world-class in their own right. I'm going to show you some of those players here as well. Ruiz is one of them. Here's the striker, 6'7", I like it a lot. 18 jumping reach. And actually, this brings me on to something that he does mention in the description too. He says, take a look at Na In-gyu, who plays for Manchester United, and he might be the most Clayts striker you're ever likely to see. Striker, South Korean, 6'8", 15 acceleration, 15 pace, but 18 fin. This guy's ridiculous. He says he's caused him plenty of problems down the years. Just like, what a player. What a player, Na In-gyu. Quite good as Ivan Ruiz, but that one inch makes a big difference, doesn't it? And I suppose he's not quite as good, but also very, very, very good. How he's been at Andorra. He came through the youth intake at Andorra as well, which is quite fun. Who are those other players? We also had Salinas. Here he is, who plays on the left wing. He's only little at 5'5". I always go straight to the height, don't I? Great jumping, great dribbling, should I say? Great crossing, not great jumping at 5. Left-footed, he's a nice winger. And then finally, it was Saraiva, Danilo Saraiva, he plays on the other side. He's a right winger on this instead over here. Yeah, also very, very good. Did he come through the intake? He did indeed. Right, I think that's pretty much all we need to kind of say on this one. Richard does also mention that if you have a look at the financials and the transfer history, that he's made over, he says over 1.5 billion in transfer profit over the years. And this is kind of something we looked at in a previous save where it's all about trying to get that balance all the way up. Lots of sales. What does the balance look like right now? It's over £1 billion as well. So he's kind of managed to achieve everything in this save. Truly impressive. Thank you very much for sharing. I think we'll leave it there with this one right now. Thank you for sharing. Let's move on to our third and final save of today's video. And that save is this one here at York City, courtesy of Sam. Sam, thank you very much for sharing. He says, you are only allowed to play players born in the city of York. So it's a twist on the Basque save that we looked at previously, like the Andorra save and like the San Marino one, where you use players only from that region or that country. We're going to go more specific now. We are only using players that were actually born in the city of York. So we'll have a look here. Rivas Blakey, who I've just randomly picked from the midfield, is place of birth York, which this is really narrowing down the players that you're able to use in your save. It makes it very difficult, especially you can kind of see that in here as well, actually. We've got like a 2-star striker, a 2-star keeper, because how many other players from York are there going to be? You have to kind of take what you're given, don't you? He's managed to get them to the championship here. We're in 2034, so about 10 years into the save. York City are a championship side, and this is one where we're not looking at the massive success that's happened, but instead looking at the challenge that's been put in place and those trials and tribulations that come with that challenge. And sometimes that's really good to see. Here's the previous seasons, and it has some of my favorite things in here in that, it doesn't quite have them. I was going to say, one of my favorite things to have in a save is where you get relegated and then come back up. He's just managed to get away with it, looking a couple of these years. National League to begin with, took 4 seasons to get themselves promoted, winning the league that year. Straight up the year after. This does sometimes happen with lower league saves, especially in England, I seem to find. When you start going up the pyramid, you can kind of quickly get those promotions back to back, which he manages to achieve. First, then the championship, it got hard. 21st, 20th, 7th, 12th, this past year, 4th, and I guess not going up through those playoffs, unless there are not going up in those playoffs, losing in the playoff final, which must have been heartbreaking, to Southampton. Sam describes his save as this. He says, into season 12 and the 6th in the championship after losing the playoff final last year. The squad rarely changes and is mostly bolstered through the academy. This means most of the squad have hundreds of appearances, but shout out to my captain Griffiths with 253 goals in 429 games. We should have a look at Griffiths, shouldn't we? Where is he? He is there. Lee Griffiths, 6'4", big striker, 26. He doesn't look amazing, but he's been here so long that you have to kind of use him. I guess he's still scoring goals. How many goals? Look at that! In the championship last year, I say he doesn't look that good, but 35 goals in 42 games. Club legend, leader legend Lee is right there. Look, love that from you. I actually want to go and check. If I go to the best 11, I'll be able to see some of how many appearances those players are making. Look, 400-ish, 300s, 200s in there. This is what he's talking about, that the squad doesn't change loads, and he's kind of waiting on things like the youth academy and the youth candidates come through. And I suppose if you don't get a good intake, this can be really tricky, because I guess you've probably got, if I go to your scouting, I guess you've got set up on here, place of birth starts with York. I knew that was going to be there. And then this is kind of the pool of players that you've got to choose from. I wonder if there's any really good ones that aren't interested, that maybe you need to get better and then you could attract them. I can definitely see the appeal of playing a save like this. It does also say towards the end, if this does get chosen, I'd appreciate tips from yourself or the comments. I'm going to go with the comments because I don't really know the answer to this. How to get the youth intake to generate more players born in York. Last one only had a single player. Also, yes, I did get sacked in season 1, so I had to make another manager. So going for full transparency there. Fair enough. All good. We understand. We're a very caring community here, and that's all fine. Any answers? Get them into the comments down below, because I don't like, other than just making sure your facilities are the best that they can be. And maybe I'd like, how are you going to get players specifically being born in York? I don't know the answer to that. You just kind of have to be lucky. And I suppose that's what makes this save so fun. It's definitely why I've chosen it today. Good luck with the rest of it, Sam. Thank you very much for sharing. And you guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll leave it there for today. Please do subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these videos. If you want to see more of them, leave me a comment down below. What was your favorite save of today's video? That can be your showing me that you got to the end of the save. Maybe rank them, or maybe give them some ratings out of 10. We've had Sam's York only save, we had Rich's Andorra save, and then before that we had Mitch's past the save with Newport County. We'll leave it at that one for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.